Oh, hi. Welcome to the Room and Board Shelf Tour. I have my famed wisecracking girlfriend holding the camera, so if it shakes, I can finally not be blamed for it. And I can put that all up on her. And I don't know, I like watching these sort of shelf tours. Do you like watching these shelf tours, Renee?
I never watched one.
You never watched one? Well, you're going to watch one now. Okay, I guess we got to get this show on the road. And I'll stop talking. So basically, this is the main shelf. This is what what everybody comes to see. This is the one that I'm allowed to leave open. I'm just kidding. The other one's just filled with games that I got in that big bundle deal that are bad or games that I'm giving away. So we'll take a look at those anyway. But this is the main deal. And honestly, I've been delaying doing this sort of shelf tour for a while because I've been embarrassed about the ones that I have to get rid of. And even looking at this shelf, I think there are a couple that I could get rid of. But Renee won't let me. Anything that makes it on these four shelves, I feel, are like the creme de la creme of the collection. Except not really, because I know that there's a bunch in the other shelf that I'd like to do a rearrangement. So I guess we'll just go through the shelves one by one, chunk by chunk, cubby by cubby, and you can come closer. So we'll go through and we'll share our thoughts about this. I like mostly every game on this shelf. Renee hates most of them.
That's not fair. You need to tell them I like board games.
Well, you got to play more board games with me then, to get that honor. Well, okay, let's start. Do you like Tigris and Euphrates?
No.
Do you like trains?
You set me up for this.
Do you like trains?
No.
See, both of those are fantastic games that I never get to play. Tigris and Euphrates, come closer and look at the shelf. Tigris and Euphrates is out of print, so we're not going to talk about it because you can't get it. No, it's really great. It's Reiner Knizia. It's got one of my favorite scoring mechanics in it. It's that you get a whole bunch of different types of things, but it's only your lowest score that wins. So you have 100 blue and 1 red, and then your points are 1. And you were bad at the game. Trains is so good. Trains is such a great deck builder. Then we have Wings.
Train to nowhere. That's more like it.
Then we have Wingspan, which you like.
Love.
Yeah. Then we have Gizmos, which you like.
Yes, it's mine.
That is yours. I did buy it for you. That was the game that I bought for you. That you then said you're not allowed to buy me board games anymore because they're just for you. I think that was it.
Yeah.
Next shelf here. Hi, buddy.
He's a boy. He just winked at the camera.
Then we've got Ex Libris, Deus, Scythe, and Terraforming Mars. There's no real theme here. I used to have them all kind of like by theme or by publisher, and then by efficiency, and then that all got cut for sort of Rainbow, which has really fallen off the rails, I think. I need to do a big reshuffling of the whole thing.
You've really neglected your aesthetic.
Yeah.
Or my aesthetic, I guess I should say.
Well, both of our aesthetics. I like things in a particular way. I also like things efficient as well. They cram the most in, but I like the color. The reason why these are here is because they're like, they're kind of got some nature to them. You haven't played Scythe.
No, I want to.
You don't like Terraforming Mars.
You can't say that in a public platform.
Well, you don't. You're not a fan.
They're going to come for me.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
We're going to get hate mail.
Probably. You haven't played Deus either, have you? I really like Deus.
I don't think I have, no.
Deus, it plays a lot quicker than you would expect. It's engine building. And then you like Ex Libris. I like Ex Libris a lot, too.
Is that the one with the books?
Yeah, that's the library one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that one's good. Although, I realized this. I think I have to show this. I brought this over to Brandon Sachs. And you see how the box is bigger than a regular size box?
Sure.
It's very annoying. But I was like, okay, that's probably because the board is that size. And when you open it, I was like, oh, because you need it for the board and the rule book. But actually, all of the boards and contents can fit in less large of a box. There's like an outer rim that makes it just annoying to put on the shelf. So that's another incredibly annoying thing about this stupid game. That I think is pretty fun. It's worker placement. You're organizing a library. Okay, we gotta be quicker with this. Let's just head down this way, and then I can pull on the side. All right, Mysterium, Sulkin, Blue Lagoon, Pandemic, Cryptid. The one that would probably is going to be leaving soonest is Blue Lagoon out of this category. It's fun. It's just like a tight. I like it at 2 players.
You kind of ruined it for me.
Why? Because I win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
What
would you bring to a presidential dinner?
Out of this category?
Yeah.
None of them.
You have to.
Well, Pandemic can say, "Look what you've done." I have the expansion for Sulkin, which we haven't yet played. No, because it gives like variable player powers and adds in a 5th player. You hate Cryptid as well.
Yeah.
Which I love. I absolutely love Cryptid. Mysterium, I always think I'm going to hate, but then I play it, and then it's good.
Mysterium's fine.
Next quadrant. We get Keyflower, Last Will, Suburbia, Ticket to Ride, and then this is Ticket to Ride Africa. For the longest time, I only had Ticket to Ride Africa because I won it in a Ticket to Ride tournament that I entered it with my mother and my brother. I came in 4th. The winner went on to the Ticket to Ride Champions or whatever. My mom was actually ranked 2nd going into the finals. She was seeded 2nd, and then she just got tired. And everybody kept on going up to her and saying, like, "What's your secret? What's your strategy?" And she says, "Oh, I look at the route, and then I build from that spot to that spot." And they're like, "Okay, that's just like how you play the game." It's like, "Any other strategy?" She's like, "I try to do it as efficiently as possible." So that's my mother's great Ticket to Ride secret. Complete your routes and do it as efficiently as possible. Suburbia, I really enjoy. I mean, I'm just going to say I really enjoy all these. Last Will, you really like.
Mm-hmm. I like games where you get to spend money.
That's true.
And Last Will is literally about trying to spend money.
That's true. So you'd think you'd win it more than you do.
How dare you.
Keyflower is awesome. I love Keyflower. I stopped playing Keyflower and Sulkin on Board Game Arena because I liked them so much, and I didn't want to get, like, too good. Keyflower I like at 2 players a lot, especially because it really becomes a memory game of keeping in your head every meeple that your opponents have. Okay, next little bit. This is a great shelf. Which of this shelf have you played, Renee? All of it? All of it.
Kalis?
Have
I played Kalis?
Yeah, we played it with Matt. You and him both hated it. It's the one with the provost, and you move it, and if it's moved too far, you can't activate your buildings.
Oh, yeah. Why'd I hate it?
Because it was too mean.
Yeah, it's mean.
This is a really mean game, and I'm really upset that the people who I thought would enjoy it don't enjoy it, because I don't think I'll ever get to play it ever again.
Too mean.
I love Istanbul. Brew, did you find Brew too mean?
No.
The best part about Brew is that it can go really on any section of the shelf. If you're color coding, Brew is the must-have game to put into your collection, really. This is not solid. This is a thing out of cardboard that Renee made so that you wouldn't see all of my weights and stuff for when I sculpt my guns. Okay, moving along. We've got, I just threw this in here because I got rid of whatever was there. Betrayal, probably, used to be there. Power Grid, Castles of Mad King Ludwig, Arkham Horror, 2nd edition, Barony, and then in there, Morels and Jaipur. I could get rid of Morels, but
I like it.
But Renee won't let me. Jaipur, I haven't played in a while. I love Barony. I talk about Barony all the time. Barony deserves to be more central if we're really talking about showcasing great games. I haven't played Arkham Horror in ages, but I would like to soon. And I really love Castles of Burgundy. Both Suburbia and Castles of Burgundy I think are just really great. And Power Grid is so much fun. It is Math, the board game, but I like Math, and I think it's awesome.
Yuck. I like Castles better. I don't like Suburbia, but I like Castles.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Castles is like puzzle pieces.
Yeah. Here we've got Massive Darkness, and honestly, Attack on Titan has just been thrown in there. This is Attack on Titan The Last Stand. It's the inferior Attack on Titan game.
It's going.
It's probably going. This was one that you told me to sit on.
Didn't I get that for you?
You did, I think.
I think I did.
I think you got me both Attack on Titan things. Yeah, Massive Darkness is so good. It's so much fun. And then other corner over here, we've got Spy Alley, which you love.
I love Spy Alley.
We've got Lords of Waterdeep, which you love.
I would make a shrine for Spy Alley.
We've got a tail coming in here. Well, we got Tammany Hall, which I really love. Talking about mean games. That's awesome. Survive, which I think you like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like it too. It's like more of a family style game, but it's fun when you just want to eat your friends with sea monsters. Tammany Hall is like more area control, and then Manhattan Project over there. I haven't tried yet. I've gotten that recently, but I've read through the rules. I almost played it the other night, and then we were too tired, so it didn't happen. Oh yeah, we played Chronicles of Crime instead, which I really think that we should have played Manhattan Project for sure. Yeah, okay, next side of the shelf. Moving along, we've got Catan. I'm never getting rid of Catan, probably ever. I still enjoy playing it, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Kemet, I really like Kemet though. Talking about getting to 10 points, that's a fun area control one. The poorly named white power tiles are not something that's great in this edition, but I think it's been fixed in the other edition, so that's good. The Others, which is by Eric Lang, who is probably my favorite designer, I would have to say. And I'm thrilled. I picked this up for like $30 off of Kijiji or something. I had to drive to Hamilton to get it. It's like an hour drive away, but I was like, it's worth it. It was in shrink. And then Zach and we printed out just all the abilities for all the other characters. So, and when I say Zach and I printed it out, I meant Zach printed it out, and I proceeded to take them and never bring the others over again. Castles of Burgundy, which is a classic. We've got Stardust Coffee, which I just reviewed. Nice little game. It fits so nicely into this spot, which is why it's there. Attack on Titan, which is exceptional. God, I love that game. Quirkle, which is honestly a really great family game as well.
Solid. It's
Scrabble with shapes and colors, and then you got Wavelength, which is my go-to party game from now. You're being artsy, and then Sagrada, which is great as well. I mean, all these are great. That's why they're on my shelf. Well, maybe. Sorry, Stardust Coffee. No, Stardust Coffee was fun. I'm just being mean. Lost Cities, I could get rid of Lost Cities, honestly. Speaking of games that aren't great.
I like it. I told you to keep it.
Right.
It's cute.
I just find it's not the fun math. Like, Power Grids is fun math, and that it's just, okay, I can count to 20 over and over again. Unfair is so good. I'm so excited for the next expansion for that to happen. Whenever that gets here, that was an instant back. Puerto Rico, which I'm very excited about that 1897 version because the art finally looks good, and also all the other reasons.
Colonizing.
Yeah, that helps. Agricola is a classic. You're farming, and it plays a lot quicker than I expect it to as well, which is great. And then Orléans, I actually got my parents in on Orléans. Next, we have Lorenzo Il Magnifico, which I really, really like, but you have to play it with someone who's interested in playing it. And I didn't think it was that complicated, but there's a lot of moving parts. My favorite part about Lorenzo is that your workers they change value based upon dice rolls, but everybody's workers are the same, so that's kind of fun. I expected him to jump out by now, but here we go. What else do we have already over there? One down here. Little Masks. Mask is a great, that game packs a punch. That was in my top 10 underrated board games. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Architects, this is the only of the West Kingdom thing that I have, but I really like it. It's a nice worker placement. I haven't tried any of the other ones, though. You're not a huge fan of Architects, eh? You kind of find it a little bit boring and standard?
There's just other worker placements I'd rather play,
yeah.
basically.
Well, yeah, I didn't talk about Orléans enough. This was, I think, out of print, but I saw it at the Capstone Game booth at Origin, so I'm not sure if somebody else is picking it up or not. The co-op expansion people really like about it. I haven't played that. I don't really have an interest to, honestly. Lorenzo, I really like Lorenzo. You don't like Lorenzo. I feel like all I'm saying is the ones that you don't like.
You're just highlighting my lack of interest.
Yeah. Well, Lorenzo's great. It's just the ones that I'm sad that you don't like. That's
Is
what
Lorenzo
I keep...
the one where you climb up the towers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yuck.
I really like it. It's worker placement, though. It's one of your favorite mechanics.
We should talk about my favorites.
Well, you missed your opportunity to talk about Spy Alley.
I said I would put Spy Alley on a shrine if I could.
Yeah, but you didn't talk about anything specific for people to know. Sorry. Princess of Florence. Have you played Princess of Florence? I don't know why I ask. You got the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if I did.
You haven't played any of these, I don't think.
Feels like it.
Princess of Florence. I'm a big fan of this one too. This was one where a friend of mine had it, and I played it, and I was like, I like it so much, and then I found a copy and got it. You're building out your own little garden, basically, and you need to inspire people to make works of art. Kind of how you inspire me every day, Renee.
I thought you were talking to your audience.
Yeah, I was just trying to sound nice. Sheriff of Nottingham is awesome. I love bluffing games. And this is, once upon a time, all my bags kept breaking, and they just kept sending me new ones. Like, the customer service from Arcane Wonders was fantastic when they had it. Now there's the worse art version, but there you go. Meeple Circus, which is a great dexterity game. Everybody always requests it, so I feel like I always, I'm a bit sick of it right now, but I'd still always play it and be fun. Okay, we're down to the last quarter. We're here.
Oh, thank God.
Take a seat. Cry Havoc is the only one on this shelf, well, other than Manhattan Project, which just filled a hole, a Mr. Jack-shaped hole, I think, that I haven't yet played. But I got it because it's supposed to be very similar to Rising Sun, and so I'm very excited to play it. The battle system, I think, offers a lot of room for bluffing. I just haven't had a chance. Well, I've probably had a chance. I just haven't been motivated enough to play it, I guess. Because maybe it's too similar to Rising Sun, and that's why I haven't gotten off the thing. Ghost Stories, I like. You really enjoy.
Yeah, I love co-op. I love ghosts.
That's the reason?
And I love stories.
Those are the only reasons?
Yeah. I like that, like, the ghosts creep in on you, creep in on you, creep in on you.
Yeah.
And that you work together.
But mostly because of the ghosts and the stories. Yeah, Dead of Winter you also like because you love the winter and you love the dead. Right?
I love zombies.
Yeah. I got this for you. This is yours as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be taking it with me when I leave.
Yeah, probably will. We had a good run. Clank is awesome. Clank is a good deck building adventure. I'm feeling the dust on the backs of these as I touch them, which is upsetting to me, which means I'm not playing them enough. And then over here we've got like more, newer ones to me, Champions of Midgard and Everdell. Not really new to me, Everdell, because I've played it before, but it's just my copy. I got both of those for Christmas in this past year. Great West.
Two of my favorites right there.
Two of your favorites?
Yeah.
Great Western Trail and Everdell?
Yeah.
You haven't played Champions of Midgard, but you'd like it. Because it's very much like Lords of Waterdeep. It's like the same weight, the same, pretty similar feel. You're just doing a little bit more dice rolling than not. Great Western Trail is awesome. It's really fun. Did you know that there's 2 more versions of it coming out? Would you be interested in that?
Versions?
Yeah, they came out with a 2nd edition, and then like next year they're going to put out another like map with it, like another twist on it, and they're going to do that again. So
it's not expansions, it's different games?
Yeah, I think so. I don't really know much about them.
I wouldn't want to own them, but I'd want to try and play them.
Yeah. Everdell's exceptional. Azul Stained Glass of Sintra, great. Rising Sun, cream of the crop right here. That's why it's on the bottom. So if everything collapses, you know, it can hold everyone up. Blood Rage, which I now have all the Kickstarter expansion stuff for, finally from the Time Machine, and realized that none of it is necessary. So that's pretty good to know. Mission Red Planet is fun. I haven't played this in a while. You're choosing a character to play, and you count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and you reveal your characters. You do that stuff very similar to something like Citadels, and then you send your ships to Mars and try to do a little area control thing there. It's fun. And then Village, which I enjoy. It's another worker placement game where your workers can die. That's probably why you like it. You know, the dead you're a fan.
Yeah, it's basically zombies in like the Renaissance.
Yeah, that's it. And then Magic Maze, Splendor, Patchwork. Can you see that from there?
Yeah.
There's a little patchwork and then little bananagrams in there. That's the main shelf. There's some fun games on there. Ooh.
A gnat. Monstrosity.
Yeah, and then there's the top of the shelf where I just start putting games.
I'm gonna show the top of the shelf.
All right. Yeah, you get in there and I'll talk about it. Start in this top corner over here.
I'm going to show. These.
Yeah, but
Legacy.
I can talk about them.
Never touches them. This Chronicles of Crime. Fun, but hard on the head.
Well, it's done.
Lords of Hellas, never heard of it. Catacombs, good for when you want a little thrill. Orbis, the cream of the crop, if you like Splendor. What's that? Can't even see it. Sobek, never heard of it.
Yeah, that's the one that I tried to play with you the other day, and you said no.
Letter Drop, Spirium, Carcassonne.
Okay,
could leave them or take them.
You're going too quickly.
Duel, Fun Time. Okay. These are, who even knows what those are? These have been here for 7 years.
Okay, let's...
Oh, Le Havre? I've heard too much about it. Sounds boring.
You're
Night Cage. That was the worst night of my life. Okay, ready?
That's the top of the shelf, I guess. I don't know what to say. You really took the wind out of my sails when you pushed me out of the way.
You can't even see up in the top shelf anyway. They're dead to the world.
They're not dead to the world.
These are like the games in the attic.
No. Lords of Hellas is so good. Those are all the legacy stuff, right? Like, that's the reason the legacy's up there, because you're not going to touch them that much. You're going to get them out for a specific purpose, and then put them back up and wait until that group happens again. That's also why over here is all the reject games that have kind of sentimental value, like Atmosphere and the Star Trek board game. Here, I'll take this stuff out.
No, don't bother.
These are just here because they're kind of new.
Illustrations is fun.
Acquires. And then I have to review. Yeah, I've got like a Survivor game that somebody gave me as a gift. I've got some random bins that don't work anymore for stuff. It's really a disaster up there that I'm embarrassed about. I'm not going to show you. Letter Drop is great though, and I hope that eventually gets to Kickstarter. Somebody sent it to me a while ago, and I did a review on it. A really dumb review, and it's like Connect 4 meets Scrabble. It's actually a very fun word game, and I hope it hits Kickstarter. Spirium is fun. I like the way there are like 9 cards, and you place your workers in between the cards, so you can access either one of them. I think that's kind of unique. Carcassonne, King Domino, yeah, it's kind of all standard stuff. And Thebes I'll be taking with me when I go on contract because my friend really likes it. These are some good games. Le Havre I really, really like. It's so good. And then over here we've got kind of your small box games, although I think I've run out of room for small box games because I've had to move things around. Codenames Cockroach Poker, it's just such a good bluffing game. It's best when you play it rapid fire. Love Letter, I could take it or leave it, but it's small, so it stays. Once Upon a Time, Brandon and Zach gave this to me once upon a time many, many years ago as a Christmas gift, and we have never played it. We've never opened it, never played it, and I would bring it to every single game night we would have, and now it's just become a running joke that it will never be played. Then we have the Grizzled, which is fun. I could get rid of the Grizzled. Honestly, I could probably get rid of a lot of these that are on this shelf.
The Grizzled is great.
Because they're just kind of lighter, and I like heavier stuff.
Not like the Grizzled.
That's true.
Shifty don't like co-ops. I said it. I said what I said.
I might not like co-ops as much as the other sorts of games. No, that's not true. Massive Darkness is a co-op. I really have been enjoying that. I like Pandemic. I like Pandemic Legacy. I like Burn Cycle. That's co-op. I like Townsfolk Tussle. That's co-op. I like Hanabi. That's co-op. Shifty Eyed Spies is so stupid, but I really like it. But not a lot of people do when we play it with them.
We haven't played it with anyone but the boys.
That's true. Basically, you have something in your hand, a person and a location, and you're trying to wink at the person that you have and receive winks from the people who have you. And then when you receive winks, you'll look at the location around the table, and then somebody can be like, "I'm dropping off a package to this person at this location." You reveal your cards, you switch them. It's pretty dumb. And then we held hands is like worse Hanabi. It's kind of fun, but I'm not like a huge fan of it. Dutch Blitz is incredible. Hanabi is incredible. I really like Hanabi. Set is great. Set is really good. Mensa selects. Put Mensa on the map. That's what I'd say about Set. The Mind is fine. It's okay. Eero, that was great. One Night Ultimate Werewolf and Avalon are just exceptional. And then Townsfolk Tussle is so good. On top, I have the two little books, graphic novels that I got from Origins, because I don't really have a spot for them. Then we have another Chronicles of Crime. There's going to be Chronicles of Crime scattered all over the place, really. And then Etherfields, which I need to play more of, but I have been really enjoying. Victorian Masterminds, which was on my underrated sort of thing. And then Astronites, which I reviewed. This is just a prototype. And it's just, it's on the shelf. And Galactic Era, which I have to still do a review for, but it's like better Twilight Imperium, or at least I hope it is. So that's kind of the general overview. I feel like we didn't really talk enough about what was up there. Basically just Letter Jam and Sobek and Veil. Well, it's all the stuff from the Origins Hall video, so I guess you can just go watch that. And then stuff that I have to review. Is this in the shot? That should go back up. Yeah, that's basically what I would consider almost all the main collection. Although it's really been migrating, I need to do a whole reorganization. I feel ashamed with the lack of organization and the messiness that's started to happen with this sort of thing. But we will go to basically the cupboard of shame. I'll take the mic. Welcome to the cupboard of shame, which doesn't have light in it. We have light, maybe. Hopefully you can see it. This is the reason why I need to do a rearrangement, because there are actually some really good games on this side of things. And then there's a whole bunch that I haven't tried.
Yeah, Benvolio is just sitting there collecting dust.
Well, Benvolio is probably going to always stay here just because it's bigger, right? And so the bigger size things need to stay on this side. This is another version of Kalis, which, judging by the way the other one went, I maybe will never get to play it. Up here is just kind of stuff that's on its way out as well. You would have seen these in my board game Purge videos. But we do have Labyrinth, which I have to review, and then there's more Chronicles of Crime up here as well. The rest of the series, which my neighbor just gave to us because we played one of the 2400 with them. And we were like, no, you'll love it. It'll be great. And then it was bad. Nobody had a good time. So you take it because you enjoy it. And I think Chronicles of Crime, I think it's best played as one person. I really do. Because then you can just read the story on your own. You don't have to project and get energy and read the story and be invested. Or two, but I wouldn't play it with more than that. Twilight Imperium 3 is still here because I'm waiting for someone to buy it off of me. But it's also up there. I'm looking forward to that going. Gloomhaven also lives up here because that's where it goes. It can't be on a main shelf. It takes up too much of the shelf. It's too big. But you have the extra tiles up here. And Gloomhaven is one of those where I want to get the app on the computer because I know I just blaze through it and really enjoy it. But I refuse because I have it. And I'm also waiting for my ex-friend and now mortal enemy Josh, who got that for me, to decide that he wants to play it again, which may be never. Then we have Anachrony. This again is why that's got to go over the main shelf. Anachrony is so good. Burn Cycle, I just put out a review of Burn Cycle, so you know how I feel about that. It is quite good. It would probably live on this side though. Heavier, physically heavy games or bigger games, I feel like should exist over on this side of things, because then you can fit more, and then there's more selection on the main area. Fire and Axe, I got as part of a bundle. Haven't played it, but I want to. These are actually probably the two out of the bundle that I want to play the most. That's why they're up there. I'm going to pretend I did that deliberately. Tainted Grail. We've had lots of fun with that.
Tainted Grail will forever be seared in my memory as tainted.
Good one. The amount of pause that I had to cut out from that. All the build-up. And then down here, again, Energy Empire and Too Many Bones and Skull Canyon I got from Origins Hall. Skull Canyon's actually great. It's spoiler alert, it's like a great gateway game. If people like Ticket to Ride, they probably will like that. There's the only version of Zombicide that I have, because Zach has everything else. And then over here, Vigilante. Vigilante is great. I really like Vigilante. Again, Vigilante should go over there. But Alien Uprising, Smurg, and Bremerhaven, I know nothing about. Same with Villages, Roll for the Agents, Dracon, Apocalypse Chaos, Coville, Guardians of Graxia, Polis, the Crow's Master Quest and Arena, Abaddon. All of these down here are we're in that big bundle deal where I got when starting YouTube. I said I'm gonna get a whole bunch of games that I know probably are just mediocre, and then I'll review them so people know that I'm not a shill. And I haven't wanted to pull them out because I fear that they're just mediocre. Now I'm spending too much time with other responsibilities. And then down here, Legendary, the deck builder I just played for the first time. My friend Ryan taught it to me, and it was fun. I kind of expected it to be a little bit more fun. The randomness element of it, of that sort of first quest, felt a little severe. We were both almost dead immediately through just like a random drawing of bad wounds. Yeah, I like the you have cards face down and they kind of creep on you. But I was expecting a little bit more out of this. It's still something I would keep, but like I don't know if I'd ever grab this over Attack on Titan if I want to play that sort of style of game currently. So we'll see. Yeah, and then we just have a couple other things that are going. This is really the Shelf of Shame, and looking at it, I realized that I should just bite the bullet and do the same bundle deal and collect all of them and say, somebody buy this off of me for $100 or, whatever. And then schlep them off to someone else and then free up all this room. But I also fear that would make me just acquire so many more. And I would still be in the same problem of having to play them. So we'll see. These are ones that I know I have to look into, but I do not know when that is really ever going to happen. So if you saw anything on this shelf, like in the bottom area, tell me if that's like really good. I know Dracon was on Roy Canada's top 100, I think, and he said, yeah, the one with the smelly tiles, and you got to keep it if it's got smelly tiles, right?
Like Scratch and Sniff?
No, not like Scratch and Sniff. It's just like the manufacturing process that they did made them smell like not great.
They should make a board game with Scratch and Sniff.
Yeah, I agree. What would the mechanic be for that?
It's like you have a fruit basket and you got to collect different fruits.
But you don't know what they are?
Yeah, and then you got to do a blind sniff test.
Oh, well,
and then more points the more you get right.
And then you'd have to scan it. Like there would be something to scan on the back, right? To show what it was, probably app driven. Or it could just have what it is on the back.
But they'd be different colors, and then you'd be blindfolded, and you'd have to scratch and sniff, and say if it was like grape or apple or banana or whatever.
Oh no! So your game is just scratching and sniffing.
Yeah, and then you put them in your basket, and whoever has the biggest basket at the grocery store wins.
Yeah, so it's just scratch and sniff the game. I was thinking to try to incorporate it into an actual some sort of mechanic.
That is the mechanic.
But that's the whole game. You're blindfolded for it. I think you shouldn't be blindfolded.
Well, you got to make your dinner for your grandma.
You got to make your dinner.
You're rushing to the grocery store. Your grandma's hungry. You got to make her dinner. Whoever gets the most fruit in their basket wins.
And you're only making your grandma's dinner out of fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's an old lady. She likes her sweets.
She likes her sweets.
Yeah, fruit and sweets.
So it's both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a bit embarrassed of this shelf, honestly. Just 'cause I haven't played a lot of them, or I know I could fill them with more joy, right? Like that's why I think I purge or have been enjoying the couple purge videos that I've done. Is that you can really hone in on a collection. So
It's very Marie Kondo of you.
yeah, this should be. I think in a perfect world, this will end up being like staging area for games to review. And this could all be filled with games to review.
Yeah, it's storage.
And yeah, because the main event is over there, basically.
Feature wall.
That's the feature wall. Yeah, so that's it. That's kind of the shelf tour. Let me know if you want me to talk in more detail about any of the games that I mentioned. Really, I wish I had, but I also didn't want this to be like 3 hours. Although I don't personally mind watching shelf tour videos that are 3 hours. I love when people go through and really talk about every game and give mini reviews. But that was what happened today, and maybe another day I would love them more than I did today. And I'd actually talk about them and tell you why they're so good. Anachrony is so good. It's just I need to rearrange. That's what this video has taught me, is that I need a big rearrangement, and I do not. I don't have the bandwidth for it. But let me know how I should rearrange them. It's going to be color-coded still. I'm very attached to the color-coded
that was
nature.
my idea.
And I know it was my personal idea.
It was my idea.
And I was the one who thought of it completely.
I told you, and then you did it, and you looked at it, and you're like, I hate it.
Well, I did hate it because I lost space. If you color code, you're going to lose space, right? Especially in like a Calyx where you have specific cubbies, because Calyx isn't really the perfect board game shelf. You want something that doesn't have these things in the middle so you can optimize, but it's all right. Anyway, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed the collection tour. That is what I currently have in my collection, and I am very happy with most of everything that's over there, and a few things that are over here. But yeah, this is like the storage area. That's why you have to straddle a couch like your Maggie on her night off to get to get to it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Chris George. I don't have a catchphrase.
I don't have a catchphrase.
You missed it. You were prepping the whole time. See you in the next one.